Hello, all you space engineers out there. Commander Kingfish here, and I am back in Space Engineers 2. Well, in the last episode, we had finished up all of the contracts, and so I was going to try to get down to the planet Kemik, but it was going to take too long to finally get into the sunshine. Well, as you can see, we are sitting over Kemik right now, and we have the sunshine, and I'm going to shoot for getting down into maybe these plateaus to see what the terrain looks like and kind of get a feel for Kamek. And maybe we even try starting a base. Now, I did put an ore detector on this thing, so hopefully that will allow us to find some resources. And I did fill up with some ice so that we do have some ice. So let's go ahead and get started here. And we're just going to head right on down. We should be getting into the gravity well fairly quickly. I was in it as I was traveling over into here. I did make a GPS for Kemik Station, so we'll be able to find our way back. So that won't be a problem. So hopefully we will see what we got down here. It's kind of an interesting looking planet. It's going to be almost like a desert planet, a bit harsher. And so hopefully we are going to be able to get down into maybe, again, that plateau down in there, right in there, somewhere in there. We'll see what that can provide for us. Again, I don't even know if there's any resources down here. I thought it might be interesting to see if we can't. At least the goal is to maybe build a basic base with all of the different components that's available to us right now. In other words, making a reactor, making a assembler. Nothing fancy, just seeing if we can make those and if we've got the parts. Again, I've been collecting a lot of parts, so the ship has a pretty fair amount of inventory that we can use. And I can see that I am getting into the gravity well. So let's go ahead and turn our dampeners on. So we will start slowing down here. But this looks like an interesting planet. I think it's a pretty real mountainous, it looks like. It would certainly be interesting if there is some native wildlife, something different than what we're kind of used to with just spiders and wolves. I would hope that we're going to be able to get some different types of creatures just to make the planet feel a little bit of alive, and they don't all have to be hostile. There can be some creatures that maybe are a little, skittish and shy, something like that. All right, well, let's just kind of hop outside and kind of see what it looks like out here. It really is kind of a dry, dusty looking planet, isn't it? And rocky. Not much in the way of vegetation, that's for sure. All right, as we are steadily cruising in, let's see if we can kind of slow our speed down a little bit. Kind of start going down like this. Get back into the cab so we can see what we're doing exactly. Alright, let's just see if we can get down to the surface. See what it's like out there. Are we going down? Come on, let's get started going down. There we go. Kind of hard to tell sometimes on your thrusters if you're going down or... So we're not going down too fast right now. I have not been down to this planet before, so this is my first foray down to Kemik. I've been down on Verdure, and it's kind of a lush planet. I can see where there's going to be water over there. Maybe right over this spot right over here, looks like. We don't want to crash. This is our only ship, and we would really kind of be stranded. Although we do have a lot of parts, but as long as if we did crash, that we didn't lose all of our parts. Otherwise, we would be in a heck of a lot of trouble. All right. Coming down. Let's get down here. Looks like I can see what looks like volcanic rocks or rocks of some sort. I certainly don't see any ores popping up yet. Alright. Almost kind of gives you the appearance of Mars. Maybe we sit down right about here. Alright. Okay. And we can park this. Let's turn off our control panels or our thrusters. And we'll turn our lights off. I guess we can leave the ore detector on. Yeah, let's go ahead and turn it off as well. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's hop out. Let's see what we got. And it's kind of feels like the same thing that we had on the other planet. Let's see. Can we walk around down? Okay, great. All right. Well, we've got the sledge marked. We're not going to walk that far from there. Kind of cool looking. I do see what appears to be ice on top of the very top up there, so we would have the ability to grab some ice. It's not going to be easy to get to, but I certainly am not seeing any ores popping up. That's for darn sure. It almost kind of looks like we would have to go to space to get our resources if we're going to build something here. But my main focus today was just to get down here, see what this planet looked like, kind of give you a feel for it. I haven't been down here yet. We've got rocks. And didn't do anything for the rock, but it did kind of drill in around it. And just not seeing any way, the way of materials. So I guess if you're going to build on here, or if we were going to build on here, oh, look at that though. Doesn't that look cool? That's like something different than we've ever had before, really. And if we're able to find some minerals down here, this would be kind of a cool place to kind of set up a base. And we might give it a try, just a little bit of a try. Again, though, I might have to go to space to get our resources. Oh, there's nickel. All right. So there are some resources down here. Let's see how deep it is and what we have to do. Should be right. Looks like about right. Oh, that might even be it. Oh, we just grabbed some nickel, so we're right there into the resource right there. All right, so that's nickel. So there are some resources here. We're not going to mine much. We're just going to kind of see what we got here. It's kind of cool to see the planet itself. But they do appear to be fairly far apart. Unlike Verdure, where once you got down into the minerals, they were all over the place. So this would be kind of an interesting start. Now I could fly around with the sledge and see if we can spot any other materials. I don't know what that banging is. It's just for me walking, I guess. That's a bit of an annoyance. Got 1G, so it's comparable as far as our own gravity. I haven't seen any other minerals pop up, though. Well, we're going to hop back in. This is kind of neat. Let's fly up to those ridges and stuff over there and see what we got. Maybe we'll find some more ore on the way back. But it is kind of interesting that the ores are rather sparse, at least in this area. Well, I don't know what happened there. We just lost our music. All right. Well, we're almost back to the sledge. We probably could have flown back there, but I thought it would be interesting just to kind of walk back and see what we got. All right. Well, let's put this back in. We know that there isn't any ores in and around here. I don't know if they will have any ores in the rocks and stuff. Oh, I think our music is back. All right, let's hop in. Let's turn everything back on. I'll be glad when they get our power bars and we could turn stuff on without having to go into the control panel like this. All right. Lift off. All right, we can still lift off even though we're full. That's a good thing. I was kind of worried I was going to have to maybe build some more thrusters on this thing. All right, let's get this thing turned around. And where did we want to go? Where was those rocks at? Oh, right up there. That's where we wanted to fly up to. It is a bit of a load for sledge down here on the surface. Not like it is up in space. We do do have our ore detector on, so it'll be interesting to see if there's anything up here. And just to see if this terrain is any different. But look at the detail on that. I am really impressed with the detail on their crafting of their planets. All right. Well, this looks pretty rugged up here, that's for sure. Another valley. I was really hoping to find some iron and silicon, because if we do, we could give this a shot. But I did see on the dev diary today that it looks like we're going to be getting another planet here pretty soon, Helenos, and so we'll see if there's going to be some more contracts, another planet that we can go and explore. So I don't know, best strategy at this point, you know, if you're a base builder, do you build a base out in space and then make your forays down to the planet, or do you build a base down here and then go out to the planet to grab your materials and then bring them back down? That would be some of the logistics. I still haven't seen any caves or anything. All right, let's if we kind of keep from crashing here. I was just kind of curious to fly up and see what if that truly is ice up there. And if it is, that would be a challenge to get to it. But it does look like that is ice. Yeah, that's snow and ice right there. I think we're gonna hop out. And we can get this thing to slow down a little bit. And let's see. All right. Now, I can't remember. I think if we hop out. All right, that's what I thought. I didn't have them on, but I flipped them on as we were dropping out. And what do we have over here? It doesn't look like it is ice. Is it? No. And it's not picking up anything. That's just a change in... Oh, it might be just in the appearance of how the sun is hitting on it. Interesting. All right, well, back to the ship. And then I think we are going to... I don't know. I've got to sit here and think about this. The easiest thing would be to build something out in space. That would be the easiest thing. There's certainly a lot of materials out there. And if I was going to build something down here, let's go over to, let's see. Maybe we build something. Yeah, let's give it a shot. What's the worst that can happen? We die? You know? Haven't died yet. Of course, nothing's been too difficult here. We've got stuff out in space. We can always go up to space. The thing I got to be conscious of, and I think the first thing I need to do is build some sort of charging station, because our power is down to 65%. And so let's just kind of come right down here and see if this is worth trying to build something here. It sure would be nice if we hit iron. I think the rest of the stuff we would be fine. Oh, there's copper. All right, that's good. So maybe we got a few more resources in here. And with what we have, that would be good. Okay. Yeah, I think right here we're gonna at least get the base started. Not gonna be fancy. We're just gonna kind of see if we can't build all of our different components. And just kind of set up a basic base. Because I think version or vertical slice 2.2 isn't too far off. Alright, let's lock this. Alright, let's turn stuff off so we can conserve our power. I don't know what all really uses. We can go ahead and turn that off. Alright, so if we hop out. And let's pull out our... So we've got copper right over here. Find copper. But they're probably few and far between. We might have to travel around to the different spots. All right. Well, doesn't look too awful bad. What did I hit? Oh, is it copper again? Yeah, I think it just picked up the copper again. Well, let's grab some steel. What do I have in my inventory? I got a little bit of steel plating. I do have some iron, and I picked up that little bit of nickel. Let's see if we've got room in our storage. It was starting to get filled up. That one's full. That's full. This one is not, so let's go ahead and throw this in there. Put the iron in there. So used to being able to double click and it'll just move it. All right, let's grab some of these steel plates. And let's see if we can't lay something out. How about something about right here? We're not going to make it any too big. So if let's get into our menu, G. Heavy armor. No, we just want regular light armor. Let's just drop that down into here. And let's see. J. I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I've done any building with this stuff. We've just been flying around. I gotta remember. Troll. I think, well, just a second here. Let's go into our menu, F1, and let's see, systems, toggle, I think, interact, enter block, access, active controls, place block, replacement is JT. I think that's what we want. No, not change alignment. I think that's what we want. Oh, close. B. T. Well, let me kind of get something built here first and see if I can't get this figured out. We should be able to. You'd have thought I'd known how to do this. Toggle HUD, print, that's not what we want. Advanced controls, place block, variant, placement, geometry setup, change. I thought B was change alignment. Let's see. Grid. Let's try this again. All right. B, that doesn't do anything. J. Well, I know that that's not lining up properly. Let's see something here. Oh, I think B did do something there, but that doesn't look level. If it is, I think, yeah. Oh, there we go. I think I got it. I just kept hitting B a little bit. All right, so those rocks are going to be a problem. We need to find a spot that we start maybe right in here and then work our way out. Let's start right here. All right. Oh, come on. Now, I don't know why sometimes it will connect and it doesn't connect. So sometimes if you get back out, or you build it. Let's go ahead and build a couple of these. We should have enough. All right, there's one. We need some more steel plates. First thing we're going to try to probably do, of course, the sun's going down. We need to kind of set up a charging station. Some more steel plates. Let's grab those. And actually, maybe just to kind of save on our resources, we don't need to necessarily build these out complete. Just like we did in SE1. And then I need a way of getting up there. Let's see. Change the block. And I think, let's see, I thought I had grabbed. I did. So it's been a while since I've done any building in here, so bear with me. I'm trying to remember. Ah, there it is. It's Control R to... There we go. And then something like that. So all we're going to do is... Can't build onto that. Just kind of get that built. That way we're saving some of our materials. Okay. And we can come back and finish these, but that should give us something to build on. All right. So what I want to do is start putting in a charging station. And I'll show you what I mean by that. If we go over here, let's go to our G menu and do something like this. Where are they? Yeah, this is the one I want. And I think something about like that should work. And what we're going to do is build this up. Again, don't have to, let's see, what do these take? Probably components. Well, steel plates. And then we're going to put solar panels on, set up a solar panel kind of array type thing. So what I want to do up here is, let's see, 9 and OR size, there we go. I thought I had a bigger block. Let's go over to 2 and let's get our, I think we have a detailing cube. That might be a little small though. All right, so let's go back. Oh, something about like that. All right, let's get each of these. Just, well, they're only taking one sheet anyway. So this is what I got in mind. Now, and it looks like, I think the sun's going to be kind of, who knows? We're down here in the valley. Might be a terrible spot, but let's go back to this. Let's. I think that's the one I. Actually, no. There's a different one I want. Now, the solar panels, we are going to have to build those out complete. And this is the one I want here. Because what I want to do is... And can we turn that thing wrong way? That will connect up. I think if we put... Let's go to the smaller one. See how that looks. I think that will work. Oh, we put that right there. I think that's probably going to be more than enough because, again, it's having our materials. All right. Let's see what we need to build this. Again, we're just trying to conserve our materials since we don't have much down here. Okay. Now, we need solar panels. Let's go to G, which power, weapon, structural, production, movement, illumination, no, entrance, energy. And we're going to pull these in. We're going to build a battery. So these, my idea is that we will put these right here like this. All right, come on. Move it over one. I think that's where we want that. And can we put... Come on. Kind of hard to get these lined up. There we go. There. And there. So I'm thinking I probably should have had those moved out a little bit. So I'm thinking 3 on each side. But to start with, since we're going to be short on materials, if we go here, let's see, what do we need to build these? I need glass, steel plates, and electronic parts. So glass and electronic parts. And steel plates. So we have steel plates. Where's my electronic parts? You can see this is... I don't know if it's just because I had my jetpack on that I was moving away. So here's glass.
Inventory full.
Oh crap. That's backwards from what SE1 is as far as between 10 and 100. Electronic parts, where are they at? I know I've got some of those in here. Electronic parts. If we can get one built, that's at least what we'd like to get done today. And I don't remember, but I think that's all we need. And then in the next episode, okay. All right, there's one. Let's see if we can get all 3 of these built. We should have enough parts for them, I think. Might need a little more glass. Yeah, we need some more glass. Then we can start on the battery. Okay, glass. Let's grab that. Hopefully I have enough. There we go. All right. Now, the idea is what I consider a charging station. So if we go into here and energy, which is battery, if we do come on. So there's the big battery. All right. Think. Yeah. There's the big battery. And then there's this battery. Now, this can only do one at a time. But, well, if we put this down, we'll compare them actually. Let's do this. And then we'll put the bigger battery over here. And then we'll kind of see what it takes in the way of materials. So this takes steel plate, electronic parts, and construction components. This takes heavy duty plates, wire, motherboard, lead, but we can do four of these charging components at a time. It might be worthwhile just to go ahead and build a big battery. And then we'll have to rely on the sun to charge those up, but we do have those components. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and build a bigger battery. Because I know we do have that lead bar, and we're only going to build one anyway. Let's do it like this. Or move. We want to move it over here. All right. One, where are you at? There we go. And then I think if we put it in right about there. Yeah, that's got it on the block. All right, let's see if we can get this built. I need heavy duty wire, motherboard, lead, and heavy duty plates. We're going to kind of get this charging station set up, and we're probably going to call the video good right here. You see, I got these power modules that I can put in there, and they can be charged. They're at 100%, which also I can swap out for my, that one's 30. So these we can put in to charge. Anyway, so I needed heavy plates. I needed this lead. Heavy plates.
Inventory full.
Of course. Let's see if we can go ahead and put these in. Well, we kind of figure things out here. All right, that's in. I needed motherboard and wire. And let's do this motherboard. I know I have at least one of those. Motherboard and wire. All right. Okay. So, oh, it builds power modules at the same time too. So these, all right, let's take this out and let's just see something. That's 30%. Okay. Let's go ahead and put it back in. We might as well. So we've got those charging. So if we look at this, it doesn't tell us much. So it shows what our current charge level is, and its current input is 0, which means our solar panels aren't picking up anything at the moment. Because it is night. But this will start charging once the sun comes back up. This will start charging, and then that should charge those batteries up. So again, all we're trying to do is just kind of establish a base on this. We're not going to get too exotic here. I would like to be able just to kind of build all of the different components for our base, but this is what we're going to start with. So I think, let's see, what was that? I must have kicked a rock or something. I heard something. Well, Kemik. And we're down on the ground and we're getting a base started. So next episode, we'll continue on to this. Unless we've got Helenos, if that gets released, then we may mark this, go over and see what Helenos is all about, and then come back and get started more on our base here. But hopefully by doing this, we're getting things started so we can start having some power on the base and stuff like that. I may actually build a separate, leave the charging station as is so that those will constantly be charging, and then set the base up separate from the charging station. And I think that might make some more sense. Anyway, well, all you space engineers out there, if you like this video, please hit that thumbs up. It really does help out the video. And please subscribe. That will really help out the channel. Okay, engineers, keep your heads low, keep building away, and don't get shot. And with that, Commander Kingfish is out of here, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone.